How are you guys doing? Today is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to preview match day 6 for Champions League group stage. Of course, because as every team has one game to play, a lot of the tables and a lot of the games for the round of 16 knockout stage will be set. And once these games are played and the draw is set, then we can most definitely move forward to the knockout stage, which I think is probably one of the best segments or best playoffs in any sport. I like the way this tournament is run. But of course, it cannot be set until these last games are played. And the way each table works is that every team in each table plays every other team in the table at home and away. So every team plays 6 games, and the best team or the best 2 teams with the most points in the table will advance to the round of 16. They are selected by draw to play in a 2-round aggregate performance, a game home and on the road against any other team that advanced that was selected in the random draw. But really quickly, just going into this, starting with I'm gonna go down by each group or especially by each game. The 2 early games are between Lazio and Club Brugge and Zenit St. Petersburg and Borussia Dortmund. That is Group F. Right now, at the top of that table, Borussia Dortmund is sitting at the top with 10 points. Lazio is sitting second with 9 points. Bruges in third with 7 points. And Zenit St. Petersburg at the bottom with 4. I'm currently looking at how those games are going to play out. Starting at the very top, Borussia Dortmund, with a draw, they advance into the next round. Because Lazio is playing Club Brugge, regardless, Borussia Dortmund has already clinched a spot into Champions League. And it also helps that they're playing Zenit St. Petersburg, who only has 1 point in the table. They've only had 1 draw, and they have had 4 losses in this group. So I think a very easy win of Borussia Dortmund win at Zenit St. Petersburg would most definitely secure a spot for Borussia Dortmund. The game in this group it'll come down to will be Lazio versus Club Brugge. Lazio has 9 points in the table. They have not lost in this group. They have 2 wins and 3 draws. Club Brugge has 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. A draw or a win for Lazio would ensure that Lazio moves through. Club Brugge would have to beat Lazio head up in this game in order to advance, and this game is going to be played in Lazio. So it would be a very big letdown for Lazio if they lost this game at home, but of course that's what Champions League is for. Club Brugge could win this at Lazio, or Lazio could secure their spot in the Champions League round of 16 at home. Going on to the other games, jumping down to Group E, Chelsea's going to play Krasnodar, and Sevilla is going to take on Stade Rennes. If you look at Group E, Chelsea has 13 points and Sevilla has 10 points. Both teams have already advanced, and Krasnodar and Stade Rennes have already been relegated to the Europa League. So these games are pretty much just to decide who gets the top spot in the group. And I think even if Chelsea loses and Sevilla wins, Chelsea would still get to advance. They have the best record in the table, and I think I can't really see either team really putting their best players forward, but I can see a lot of good soccer still being played in this group. Chelsea plays Krasnodar at 3 o'clock. And of course, Sevilla plays Stade Rennes at 3 o'clock. Jumping down to the Group G games, even though both teams have advanced, Barcelona will face off against Juventus as Dynamo Kiev faces off against Ferencváros. The people that scheduled this tournament were really slick when they scheduled Barcelona versus Juventus for the final group stage match. This will be yet another reunion or another match between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, the 2 best players of their own generation. The last matchup between Barcelona and Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo was scratched from the match because he had COVID, but now they will get to play against each other once again. Who's to say? We don't even know if this is going to be their last matchup. This might be their last time playing where Messi's playing in Barcelona. But of course, a lot is really going into this matchup, and looking at how it's going to, looking at how this group looks, Barcelona is undefeated in the group. Even if Juventus beats Barcelona, the goal differential it's 7 goals. So I think Barcelona is going to still win the head-to-head versus Juventus and advance to the top of the table. But Juventus at 12 points. The only game they lost to is Barcelona, so they're going to be comfortably in. Kiev and Ferencváros, they both have 1 point in the table after 5 matches, which means they're both going to get relegated to Europa League. But Barcelona-Juventus is going to be one great game, of course, to watch today. And then Group H is where it gets very interesting, especially because these games are being played today too. Manchester United, PSG, and RB Leipzig all sit with 9 points at the top of the table, and Istanbul Basaksehir is sitting fourth with 3 points. Istanbul has been eliminated and will drop to Europa League. They play against PSG. PSG beat Man U and RB Leipzig after being third in the table. 2 much-needed wins. And then a win versus Istanbul Basaksehir or even a draw could see them advancing to the next round of Champions League. It very well could. Manchester United versus RB Leipzig is going to be different. Manchester United has an 8 goal differential. They have a +6 goal differential. RB Leipzig is -2. If Manchester United and RB Leipzig were to draw and PSG were to lose, Manchester United and RB Leipzig will advance to the Champions League. If Manchester United beats RB Leipzig or even draws with RB Leipzig, Manchester United will advance. RB Leipzig would have to beat Manchester United or would have to tie Man U if PSG lost in order to advance. So this is a very big game for RB Leipzig, and it's very possible for them to face off against Man U and actually beat them. This game will be in Leipzig, so of course the advantage sort of goes to them. Man U would have to win this game on the road to secure a spot in the knockout stage, and after leading for a lot of this group, it's very possible that Man U could get knocked out and eliminated. So those are the games that are going to be decided today. Jumping to the games that are going to be decided tomorrow through groups A through D. The early games, the first one will be between Ajax Amsterdam and Atalanta, and the other one will be between Liverpool and FC Midtjylland. These are the Group D matchups, and looking out to that table, Liverpool sitting at the top with 12 points. Atalanta is second with 8 points. Ajax is third with 7, and FC Midtjylland, they have 1 point. They're already getting pushed to Europa League. This will go down between Atalanta and Ajax at 12:55. The winner of this game will advance to Champions League. If Atalanta ties with Ajax, Atalanta will advance with Liverpool. Liverpool's already advanced, and they're playing against Midtjylland, who only has 1 point in the table. So you can already chalk Liverpool up as a team that's advancing. But like I said, Ajax Amsterdam could be Atalanta spoilers this year, and vice versa. Like I said, Ajax has to win outright versus Atalanta to advance. Atalanta has to tie or beat Ajax Amsterdam to advance, and that is Group D, even though Liverpool's already advanced. Going up, I'll just go in reverse order then. In Group C, Manchester City sits at the top of that table with 13 points. FC Porto has 10, and Olympiacos and Marseille have already been relegated to Europa League. They have 3 points. Manchester City and FC Porto have already advanced, but the games will be between Manchester City and Marseille and Olympiacos at Porto at 3 o'clock. Man City and Porto really aren't playing for that much, so I don't imagine them. I don't think they're going to put their best players forward, as they still need to win this. I think a win would be good, but they don't need to win these games. Marseille and Olympiacos, I think same for them. This game is more just ceremonial. They have to get this game out the way in order to advance and go to Europa League. Going to Group B. Group B is a very interesting one. In this group, Borussia Mönchengladbach sits at the top of the table with 8 points. Shakhtar Donetsk has 7 points, same with Real Madrid. And Inter Milan has 4 points. And going into these last matchups, taking you through each matchup. Internacional is going to take on Shakhtar Donetsk, and Real Madrid is going to take on Borussia Mönchengladbach. Sitting at the very top, Borussia Mönchengladbach, because they have 8 points, if they were to draw or if they were to win, if Borussia Mönchengladbach beats Real Madrid, of course, they advance. If they draw, they should advance over Real Madrid because mathematically they will have done whatever they need. Borussia Mönchengladbach cannot lose, and even if they lose, there still might be a chance for them. Shakhtar Donetsk plays Inter Milan. Shakhtar would advance if they won. Shakhtar advances, but they win over Internacional. Because they hold the head-to-head over Real Madrid. No matter what, they are in win-now mode. They have to win. If Real Madrid beats Borussia Mönchengladbach, Real Madrid will advance, and Borussia Mönchengladbach can see themselves fall out of the Champions League. If Shakhtar Donetsk, or if Real Madrid and Mönchengladbach tie, Inter would have to beat Donetsk, and even then Real Madrid would be out. Real Madrid has to win this football game. Inter with a win here can advance to. I think with a win versus Shakhtar Donetsk, they most definitely can advance to the round of 16, because no place has been clinched in this group. This group is most definitely up for grabs, and this is a must-win opportunity for every single team in this group: Borussia Mönchengladbach, Shakhtar, Real, and Internacional. And last but not least, jumping into Group A, Bayern Munich sits at the top of that group, the reigning Champions League winners. They have 13 points in their table. They haven't lost. Mathematically, they have secured the best spot in their group, and I can't see themselves really bringing out the big guns. But they will face off against Lokomotiv Moscow, who is still mathematically in this race. FC Salzburg will play against Atletico Madrid, so this can be very interesting as we look at how this table could end up. Bayern Munich already advanced, regardless of how this last game goes. Atletico Madrid, with a win or a draw, will advance to the next round because they're 3 points ahead of Moscow. If they tie with Salzburg, they'll have 7. There's no way Moscow can catch them. So like I said, Madrid can't lose. If FC Salzburg beats Atletico Madrid tomorrow, FC Salzburg will advance with Bayern Munich into the round of 16. And Lokomotiv Moscow, if they win, and if they win and FC Salzburg beats, I don't think there's a way that Lokomotiv Moscow can advance. So Lokomotiv Moscow mathematically is out when you consider Madrid and Salzburg have to play one another. If Salzburg and Madrid tie, Madrid advances. If Salzburg beats Madrid, then Salzburg will advance. And that is how the Champions League is looking right now. And then just to take you through one more time before these games happen today. In Group A, Bayern Munich has advanced, while Atletico Madrid and FC Salzburg are competing for the second spot. In Group B, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Madrid, and Internacional are all fighting for the top 2 spots, and those spots will be decided tomorrow. In Group C, Manchester City and FC Porto have already clinched their spot in the round of 16. In Group D, Liverpool's already clinched their spot. Atalanta and Ajax are going to have to play one another. If Atalanta wins or beats Ajax, they will advance. If Ajax beats Atalanta, they will advance. In Group E, Chelsea and Sevilla have already clinched they've already punched their tickets to the round of 16. Group F, Borussia Dortmund mathematically is checkmated into the round of 16. Lazio has to tie or beat Club Brugge in order to advance. Club Brugge has to beat Lazio head up in order to advance to the round of 16 with Borussia Dortmund. In Group G, Barcelona and Juventus have already secured their spots in Champions League, but this is going to be just a Ronaldo versus Messi game. That's going to be for the ages. In Group H, Manchester United, PSG, and RB Leipzig are competing for the top 2 spots in Group H. And a loss here could be very drastic for Man U or RB Leipzig because they're playing for that last spot as PSG takes on Istanbul Basaksehir here. With that said, I really appreciate you listening to all 14 minutes of this piece. This is what the group stage is looking like as the 2020 calendar year comes to a close. And as soon as Champions League starts back up in mid-February, we can see how all these seasons for all these teams that advance past this first round, we're going to see how these seasons end. But with that said, I appreciate you once again. It is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. And once the round of 16 draws have been made, I will make another episode to further explain the next round of Champions League. With that said, I hope all is well, and thanks for listening to my piece, and peace out.